One of the first things I learned was how to become a self-starter. I realized that if I wanted things, I had to go get them. No one's going to bring them to me. And then everything becomes, how do I get that thing? In my career, when I was asked to do impossible tasks or things that no one had ever done before, and there's no one that I could ask how to do these tasks, what do you do? There's no instruction manual. There's AI isn't going to have the answers for this. So what do you do? And what I learned is you do whatever you can do. Just take one step forward, even if you don't know where the next one's going to be. Once you make that one step, the next step will show itself to you again and again and again until you have a pathway laid out in front of you. It'll become more and more clear until you've arrived, or finished or completed your task. So with that knowledge in mind, to start a business from scratch with no experience, the other thing that I think is really gonna be useful is being aware of all of the tools at my disposal. So I've got a few books that are going to be pretty handy for the specific business I want to start, which is going to be flipping houses and moving into real estate. So keeping in mind that the world's a big place, there's a lot of different tools, but sometimes there's not always a tool for everything. So there's three things that I always like to ask myself, and the first thing is, what is the best tool for this job or task? Second thing is, does it exist? And the third thing is, how can I make it or build it if it doesn't exist? So with these things in mind, one of the first things that I do is go to all of the different AIs that I can find, so Claude, Perplexity, ChatGPT, Grok, and I start asking them questions and getting them to kind of copy and pasting their results and sending them to each other and saying, hey, ChatGPT said this, and basically trying to get them on their toes as much as possible. But I told them to act like they're a venture capitalist lending me money, and I wanted them to come up with a list of requirements that they needed from me before they lent me the money. So this is what caused the agents to, between all of them, I was able to come up with a list of 10 documents that they wanted me to complete before they lend me this theoretical $100,000. So before I move to Texas and start my business, I'm gonna convince these AI bots, agents, to lend me the $100,000. So when I go down there and use my real money, I'm going to be as prepared as I can be, or at least these are some steps that I'm starting to take to get this path cleared up to me. So out of the 10 documents that I need to provide, the first one is a one-page executive summary. The second is a full business model breakdown. So once I've gone and completed all of these documents and read the books that I have on real estate investing and flipping houses, using these books and continuing to research to help me fill these documents out as best as possible, I will be able to start to see the clear picture soon. So that's when I'm going to be preparing to move down to Texas, and these videos are going to follow that process of completing these documents, what I learned along the way, to the point where I'm ready to make the move, and I'll prepare for the trip. I have to take everything that I own here in New York and move 2,000 miles down to South Texas, where I'm going to get this thing going. So it's going to be a whole journey just in itself, but we'll go from there to auctions, to county clerks, to more research, to getting our first property and, you know, doing what we can do to remodel it. I'll take the experience that I have from wind turbines, rocket ships, tree houses, satellites, various electrical technologies in between, and then construction projects from skyscrapers to hospitals to schools, houses, commercial, residential, industrial. So I'm excited to see what this experience and the mindsets I have are able to do for me on this journey. And we're going to make some videos along the way.